I hope this is better. I just had to restart the whole thing. Hopefully, it's better this time. Sorry about that. For those that came and had a problem in the first time with the connection, it's look like it's about to storm here in Florida where I'm at, and so it's affecting my internet connection. Welcome back, Organic Sadiq. Yeah, welcome back to all of you. Welcome back, Just Knicks, Brother Malik, Brother Senior Beef, Jay Cruz, Bostino, John Pettit. Welcome back to all of you. Clint Stewart, here we are. Track Monkey, Moshaya Katanov. Welcome back. Guilford McCormick, PL876. Is that better, PL? You're not a troll. You're on my side. Well, that remains to be seen. People that are trolls are what they do, not what they say. They are what they do. So if you're not a troll, you'll show it. If you are, you'll show it. You know what I'm saying? So trolls are what they do. Well, all right. So if people say I'm not racist while being racist, right? I'm not racist. I have black friends while being racist. So yeah, people are what they do, man. So anyway, all good. So yeah, so Joe Curry, you know, I think those drugs you're using are messing with you. You got to get this message. I'm gonna put you on timeout because I'm not having your BS. I'm just not having it today. I haven't, got rid of you permanently because I'm trying my best to bear with you. Again, this is not for the fans by the fans. This is for the Knicks of the Knicks. And what Joe Curry, you need to understand is they're not trading Cat, so you're sounding like an anal, annoying dog. And you need to stop. Okay, stop. I don't want to hear that. We're not trading Cat. So get that fantasy out your head. Now, if you want to be positive, let's look at it positively. Okay? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the point is of coming in a room where this is a Knicks fan room, a Knicks team room. Okay? This is not for the fans by the fans. It's not. Okay? So don't come in here thinking you could just say whatever you want and you're not going to get a reaction. You cannot do that. You cannot. So the channel is Knicks Hive. Period. The channel is Knicks Hive. So I'm trying to help you. I just put you on 10-minute timeout for your own sake. I'm trying to help you. Okay, I'm trying to help you. All right. So look. So the Knicks lost Friday. The Knicks did not play a bad game. They tried their best. The effort was there. They were competing. They just lost. Now, there were some things that happened that caused the loss. Okay? What? Too many turnovers. 18 turnovers to 10. That's probably the ball game right there. Now, Cat had 5. Brunson had 4. Kolek had 3. It's very rare that you see Tyler Kolek with 3 turnovers. Very rare. I mean, am I correct in that? Y'all understand it. It's not like Tyler Kolek's a turnover machine. He doesn't usually turn the ball over. Even when he wasn't playing defense, he didn't turn the ball over. It was never a big turnover guy. Okay, so that really, and then the points in the paint was a slight edge to the Suns, 38-34, and that was that. Now, I hate to complain about the rest, but I will say this. That was the worst officiated game of the season. That was the worst, and I don't know if you all agree, but that was the worst officiated game of the season. What I like, I don't think the free throws cost them as much. I think it was the turnovers and points in the paint. They shot 81% as a team from the free throw line. So it wasn't the free throws. They got 17 free throws. Let me look at the free throw. They shot 17 of 21. No, it wasn't the free throws. They're not going to shoot 100% free throws every night. So it wasn't that. And then the thing is that Kolek got called for some offensive fouls that I could say were at least questionable. And I think an offensive foul is a turnover. So he got called for like 2 offensive fouls that were, I would say, at least questionable. I wouldn't say they were abusing him on defense. I watched the game. They weren't abusing him. It wasn't that bad. Now, what was bad in terms of defense was the defense of Brooks. Brooks hit 5 threes. And what the Knicks have to do, and Brown said this after the game, when they see a guy that's hot, you got to find him. And that's where maybe you could talk about a Kolek or whoever. You got to find him and not let him have open shots if he's shooting the ball like that. And he was shooting the ball like that. Now, I will note, now I don't know if y'all know this, but I did. Second half, he caught enough attention for Brown to call on the deuce card. When that happened, that rain stopped. Okay. When that happened, that rain, and I saw it. You see, Brooks tried to get physical with Deuce. That didn't work. He tried to shoot over Deuce. That didn't work. So Brown said, oh, it's time to go to the deuce card. And then when Deuce was switched off on him, he hit shots. Okay. But Deuce did it on him, man. Deuce put it on him. So I cannot complain about the effort. It was there. I cannot complain about about anything. Okay, yes, they should have been a little bit more protective of the paint. I think 38-34 in the paint tells you neither team was getting in the paint a lot. 38-34. Usually it's 50-something, 40-something, right, in the paint. But this game, neither team was really getting in the paint a lot. The Suns got the benefit of some big calls. They did. But I will note this, and this is what killed me. Some knucklehead, again, I won't name him, wrote that the third quarter was disgusting basketball. So I looked up, I was very anxious to see this third quarter. So I looked at it, and there was no disgusting basketball. These were 2 teams battling. With 3 minutes and 4 seconds left, it was 99 all. Look, man, when you on the road in the league, that's about as good as you could get. If you're not blowing out the opponent and you're on the road, you want to be in striking distance. And that's what they were. And daggone Brunson was good coming down the stretch. He was doing what you want him to do in the fourth quarter. And it was a little bit deceiving. Look, and this is why I don't always look at the box score to trust what happened, because I looked at the box score before the game and I thought, Cat didn't get the ball enough because he only took 11 shots. But that wasn't true. Cat only took 11 shots because he wasn't forcing anything, which you don't want him to. And then number 2, he was looking. That's why he had 5 turnovers. He caught Deuce on some beautiful backdoor move, man. He caught Deuce and he caught OG on one too. So I was like, no, what's going on is Cat's trying to find cutters. And yes, he threw a cup, but he had 5 assists too. But it's just, to me, this is the new, I think Cat needs to take above 15 shots a game. That definitely. But what I'm saying is, though, Malik, is this. You recall it was just, I don't know, maybe a couple of days ago, Cat was still lost as to where he fit in the offense. Y'all remember that? It was just a couple of days ago. It was like, he was still trying to feel his way on the offense. And you remember I said at the time, I think Mike Brown is overthinking this. Just give him the damn ball. You don't have to worry about what, just give it to him, okay? And let him make the decision. So I think Brown has caught that memo. And I think Cat is now got to get used to having the offense consistently run through him. And that's what I saw Friday night's game. They were running the offense through him. And sometimes he was throwing some bad passes. But I think that's just him getting used to this role where he knows now, I'm going to have the ball. And almost every time down, Brunson makes sure he touched the ball. That's what you need. Now, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the game, like Brunson, if you remember, like the first series the Knicks had, Brunson threw a dumb pass, just threw the ball into the stands, right? And he did the exact same thing in that it was 106, 103. Now, let me ask you, maybe y'all couldn't hear me before, so you can hear me now. Though. Look, if I was to tell you 30 seconds left in an NBA game right now, this season, 2025, 2026, and the score is 106, 103, would you consider that a high-scoring game? If I say there's 30 seconds left the score is 106-103. Would you consider that? Isn't that, wouldn't you say, if you had to guess, that's a defensive game right there, right? That's a defensive game right there. So people whining about the Knicks defense are just whining. They played good defense Friday. They really did. It was a tough game. Okay, 106-103, 30.4 seconds left with the ball in Brunson's hand. Listen, you can't ask for more than that, y'all. You can't. Okay, especially after Brunson turned the ball over 4 times. You gotta say, okay, listen, we got a 3-point deficit with 30 seconds left, and the ball of the best clutch player in the NBA is in his hands. Come on, man. That I could not complain about that. I was like, okay, they lost this game, but look, overall, some of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I liked what happened Friday because I see the framework of improvement. The framework is there. The framework of improvement is there. Now, they're going to have to make a decision, which I think I know what he's going to do. You're going to have to decide between Deuce and Josh. I think it's going to be Josh. I don't know if they'll start Josh tonight. They might. But I think before this road trip is over, Josh is going to end up starting. And he should. I mean, they're really good with Josh in the starting lineup. But Deuce is going to get a lot of minutes. Deuce played, in fact, I think Deuce led the team in minutes. Deuce played 39 minutes, and OG played 38 minutes. And look, and it was a proper call because those are the only 2 guys that were plus. OG was +5 and Deuce was +1. They were the only 2 guys that were plus. So you want them on the floor. So yes, the scary part, not scary, but the risk here is the Knicks start off slow because Josh got to get acclimated. That's why I don't mind if tonight Deuce still starts. You want Josh to get a lot of minutes, but you can't let them get off to a slow start. They got off to a good start against the Phoenix Suns the other day. Okay, they got off to a good start. So you don't want the opponent to get off to a big start. Now, even though Portland has a lot of injuries, I would not focus on that. Denny Avdija is playing like an all-star. He really is. He's playing like an all-star. And damn, Shaden Sharp, they balling, man. Klingon, whatever his name is from UConn, they balling, man. They are connecting. So I would not discount because Jeremy Grant's not playing or Chris is not playing. I wouldn't do it. They could ball. They could beat us tonight. So then it's I like this for the Knicks because the Knicks has to continue to look to Cat needs to initiate the offense. They need to win the points in the paint. Look, Mitch Rob was a monster Friday. Did y'all see him? He was a monster Friday. And he plays better coming off the bench. He was a monster Friday, man. He had 8 offensive rebounds on Friday. 8. I mean, they're gone, man. The boy is dangerous coming off the bench. Did y'all see that alley-oop backwards dunk? Oh my God, man! Oh man! So I'm seeing the framework of what's going to be working very well for the Knicks as we go forward. You understand? So I would have Josh start. I would start Deuce tonight, and I would get Josh in the game for at least 32 minutes tonight. But I would start Deuce because of the flow. But eventually, long term, Josh is the starter. Okay. So I'm liking what I saw. I was misjudging a little bit before I saw this game because I saw Cat only had 11 shots, but Cat's not forcing. This is beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. I said, man, Cat getting the ball. Every time they came down, Brunson made sure Cat touched the ball. And I was like, see, he just wasn't forcing shots. And did you see the backdoor passes to Deuce? That's been open all year, but he hasn't had the ball to make that connection. Okay. But he did Friday. And he had another one to OG. And then he caught OG would pass. OG threw the hockey assist. It goes to the corner. And I think it was Bridges it was West 4th Street. Nailed it. Man, look, I don't know what people whining about, except they having problems in their own life and they want to project that vomit onto the Knicks. The Knicks look good Friday. Yes, we want them to win the game, but I like what I saw. I like what I saw as a framework. Brunson is now understanding. Look, Brunson, let me look at this now. Brunson took 15. No, Brunson took 19 shots. He was 9 of 19. He was 5 of 10 from the 3-point line. He was 4 of 4. Yes, but he had the 4 turnovers and the one big costly one at the end. But nah, I like what I saw Friday. See, this is the problem, Knicks Nation. Media is built for short-term overreaction. Would you all agree to that? I think media, especially New York media and especially Knicks New York media, is built for short-term overreaction. Okay? When you're looking at the Knicks, and y'all recall, it was probably, the first fall, like they hired the Don in the spring of the year that they started cleaning house, right? They hired the Don that spring. I think it was 2020. It was the COVID year. Then we had the bubble, and then everything was late. Like they had the draft late and everything. So the Don's first real wheeling and dealing happened in the fall of his first year. And if you recall, people were whining about him trading picks and doing this. And I understood at that time that he was making long-term moves. He wasn't making moves for the short term. And nobody understood that because everybody's used to short-term thinking, especially if you're listening to BSPN and New York media and idiots like Bondi or whoever the hell, NBA Central. Everything is short-term. The Don makes long-term moves. He plays, that's what we say when he plays chess while everybody else is thinking checkers, okay? He plays chess. And when you're looking at this game on Friday, you got to look a little long. I'm not talking about 5 years from now in this case. I'm talking about like a month from now. You got to see what they were doing Friday and understand what that's going to look like once Josh is back and everybody is in their regular roles and they're acclimated to their roles. When Shamet is back, I think they're going to be all right. Okay. Shamet comes back. Now Kolek is he's going to get a minutes hit. Okay, he's going to get a minutes hit, but I don't think he's going to be banished. He's going to be a little bit better than situational. I could see Kolek getting a good 8 minutes a game, but outside of Kolek, the rest of them young cats, and I'm not trying to break on them, but we try to win this chip. McCullough, Hook Party, or whoever, they need to sit for a minute and let the men do this business, okay? So you're going to have Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, Jordan Clarkson. That's going to be your bench. You're going to have Josh Hart in the starting lineup. Did I say Josh Hart? You have Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, Jordan Clarkson in the starting lineup, and Landry Shamet in the bench unit, and Landry Shamet. And so now you're going to have Josh in the starting lineup with the regular crew, and then you'll have those 4 guys off the bench. And that's all you need. You might want to put in a little Kolek, every once in a while, a little 8 minutes of Kolek to help back up everybody. But I don't see a big need. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Yabusele. I still think they're going to trade Yabusele, so I'm not really counting him. And I don't even know what they would trade him for because there's options, right? We talked about Sadiq Bey. We talked about Precious maybe. And here we're playing the Kings. With Precious, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm saying you're going to have to shorten the rotation. You can't play everybody. And so he said that it's Brown 9.5. The half is Kolek to me. The half is Kolek. So you got Mitch Robb, you're going to have Shamet, you're going to have Deuce, right? And then you're going to have our boy West 4th Street. So there's 4 right there. Now, if you want to bring another guy in, you're talking about the Sadiq Beys, you're talking about the Precious Achiuwas. You're not talking about putting Kolek in with those 4 guys because you got guards already. Clarkson's a guard, Deuce is a guard, right? And then you're going to have Shamet. You got 3 guards already. So you can't play Kolek with them. You could play Precious. You could play Sadiq Bey with them. You could do that. And if you want to keep Yabusele, you could play him with them. Then you got a whole 5-second unit. But minutes are going to be hard to come by. It's not like Kolek can't play and we're just punishing him. There's no minutes. Okay? There's no minutes. You got to play Deuce 30 minutes a game. You got to play him 30 minutes a game. You're going to give Jordan Clarkson and Shamet at least 16 minutes. Maybe Shamet more because Shamet got both sides of the ball. Then, of course, you're getting Mitchell Robinson for about 18 minutes a game. Okay, so you got to, these guys got to play. Okay, so if you're talking about you got a stacked team. Not everybody's going to play. McCullough's not going to play. Porty's not going to play. Jeminson's not going to play unless there's a situation. Somebody's hurt, somebody's in foul trouble, so on and so forth. But these guys are not going to play. You're going to have to shorten the rotation. It's time. Okay, we're getting close now. Everybody coming back, especially when Shamet gets back. You're going to have to shorten that rotation. Okay, so they got to do it. But I'm watching the framework of what they're doing. And against Phoenix, I liked what I saw. Yes, like I said, they could have guarded Brooks a little bit more. They could have put Deuce Carter on him sooner. Okay, that's on the coach. Okay, fine. They could have been better selective with their turnovers. I don't think, Brunson doesn't normally turn the ball over that much. So he's due for a game like that. I was ready to blame him until I saw the game. I was ready to blame him. I said, man, what did he do? Shoot too much? And I looked at the game and I said, no, he didn't shoot too much. He played a good game. He just turned it over at the wrong time, big time. Okay. Kolek's offensive fouls were his turnovers. And to me, 2 of those were BS, man. He's allowed to defend the guy off of him, and they called an offensive foul. I like that toughness that Kolek has now developed. Man, I mean, he might have been tough when he first came in the league and we just didn't know it, but he is exhibiting a toughness, a TJ McConnell style toughness. And I love watching it. And I was very upset at those refs when they called offensive fouls on him for kicking people off his behind. He could do that. He should be able to do that. So I didn't blame Kolek for that. No, but yeah. And West Fourth plays definitely, Mr. William. I agree. He's been playing respectable defense, and he's been knocking down shots. Listen, he's become what we wanted when we got him. Okay, that's what you're seeing from Jordan Clarkson right now is what the Knicks envisioned when they got him. And let me tell you something else. Come playoff time, West 4th Street getting ready to show you the real deal. West 4th Street, so. I love watching them play because it's like watching street ball on a high level with Jordan Clarkson, man. Woo! So, yes, they lost the game Friday. Yes, they turned the ball over too many times. Yes, they got bad calls. The points in the paint went the wrong way. Yes, those things happen. But you know what? I'm not worried about it. This is not the end of the New York Knicks. Okay, this is the framework for what we're going to want to see in May. This is what I'm saying. This is the framework for what we're going to want to see in May. 16 offensive boards. I'm telling you, Mitch Rob is better coming off the bench. I don't know why it is, but he plays better coming off the bench. And man, and 39%, the Knicks shot from 3. 39% they're going. So how many threes did they take? They took 41 threes, shot 39%, and Phoenix took 42 threes and shot 38%. Now, you got to remember now, Brooks, that was like a career game for him, 5 of 9 from 3. Now, he doesn't usually do that. I mean, he's been shooting 40%, but they're going 5 of 9. So they need to have found him soon. That's on Brown. Like when we played the Clippers and Van Gundy was like, he's telling Kawhi, get McBride. He's telling me, he kept repeating, he said, hey, you got McBride, get McBride. They should have did that with daggone Dylan Brooks the other day. I think we'd have been better off. But Jordan Clarkson's going to be ready though. To us, brethren, we're looking at playoffs. Okay, right now, what the Knicks are trying to do is position for the playoffs, right? We're looking for playoff positioning. Obviously, we should be, right? They're looking for playoff positioning. So we want, if we could, to come into the top of the East, right? Because let me see what the standings are now. Where the Knicks at? The Knicks right now stand second, or tied for second in the East with Boston 4 games behind Detroit, who lost last night. In fact, everybody lost. Detroit lost, Knicks lost, Boston lost, Toronto lost. Everybody lost. See? So the Knicks didn't really lose much. So we all right. Okay. Look, I don't know why people, except like I said, man, they need to go to a psych couch or something to chill. Maybe they drinking that Mad Dog 2020 or that Thunderbird, or they messing with weed that's too strong for them. Something's wrong. Because there's no need to complain about this thing. Now they're a little behind. I will admit, right now, the Knicks have played, how many games? The Knicks have played 38 games. 38 games. If they were to win the next 2 games, they'd be at 26 wins. It still would be behind pace. It's a little behind pace because I'm looking at 55 wins. So, but one thing I want to interject in that, even though they're a little behind pace, okay, they're a little behind pace, I expect them to be better the second half. Why? Because they're getting acclimated. They're understanding. And I'm telling you, Friday was really the first game I saw them actually consistently run the offense through Cat. And he wasn't forcing it. It's like he was comfortable. He knew he was going to get the ball back. He would give it up and knew he was getting it back. And that's important, man. That's important. And then JB came on when he needed to come on. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't hold my breath to think McCullough is going to be regular right now, especially when Josh and Shamit come back. He's not going to play, okay? But I'm glad he is getting some development time. I'm glad he is. But if somebody gets hurt, we're going to need him, no doubt. But hopefully nobody gets hurt. You're not going to see a lot of McCullough. You're not going to see a lot of him going forward. You're not going to see a lot of Hoop Porty, because this is the time for the men to play. I'm saying this is the time for the boys to sit down and for the men to play. It's getting ready to be playoff time. We try and win this chip. You hear what I'm saying? It ain't like we trying to, we ain't trying to just develop youngins right now. We trying to win this chip. So you saw Muhammad Diawara got 4 minutes the other night. McCullough got 1 minute. And that's going to be the situation going forward. Kolek got 10 minutes. Yeah, he got 10 minutes. The 2 personal fouls really were offensive fouls that shouldn't have been called. But you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of Shamit. You're going to see more of either Yabusele or whoever they trade for to get instead of Yabusele. You're going to see Deuce, obviously, and you're going to see Jordan Clarkson. You're going to see them guys. You'll see a little bit of Kolek because he's good enough. You can put him in 8 minutes, not lose anything. But you're not going to see a lot of these guys. I wouldn't be, getting too excited about them. See, unless somebody gets hurt, and God forbid, we don't want that. So we're just getting our guys back. This is the time of year when the men play. Okay? If you got to play rooks right now, it means people are hurt, and we don't want that. Y'all catching what I'm saying? This is the time of year the men play. You got to sit the boys down and let them watch the men play. This is the time for grown-ass man, OG, Roadrunner, Cat, Jalen Brunson, Josh, Deuce. This is time for the grown men to play. Okay, Mitch Robb, West 4th Street, Shamit. This is the time for the dudes that's ready, dudes that's been there, dudes that's ready to go. Okay, we got to win this chip, baby. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, so when the boys come in, okay, if it's a blowout or something, bring the boys in. Somebody's hurt, got to bring the boys in, right? Hopefully we won't have to. Okay, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say miffed, but I'm saying I'm a little bit confused. If you're bringing Mitchell Robinson off the bench, there's no need to sit him in back-to-backs. He's not starting. Okay, he's starting the game resting. So I don't know why you wouldn't play him in back-to-backs. But anyway, it's cool. I can understand them being cautious because there ain't no back-to-backs in the playoffs, right? Ain't no back-to-backs in the playoffs. Yeah, well, I already knew that, Michael Drake. All that hype, everybody talking about the Knicks might get the pick. It's the normal overreaction. Washington ain't giving up that pick. And Trae Young came over to them hurt. Why would they do that? Because they're going to sit him and tank. That's why. I never expected Trae Young to play. I said, don't get excited about that. I said, they could sit Trae Young. I never thought about that. No, because y'all getting hyped about the pick. The Knicks ain't getting the pick. They're going to get 2 second-rounders, though. That's actually better. Okay. I don't know why people keep thinking, the Knicks won a lottery. The Knicks do not want a lottery pick. You know why? They got to pay a lottery pick. You know who they getting ready to pay? Deuce McBride. Okay. People got to think a little longer term. Deuce McBride got to get his money. Deuce McBride is on a 3-year, $13 million deal. Let me tell you something. His next deal will average at least $13 million. See, so they got to pay him, and they're going to pay him. I don't know what's going to happen with Mitch Robb. I don't know, but they're going to pay Deuce McBride. They're going to do that. See, so I think Washington is setting up for the future. and they're going to take a chance on the Leprechaun. And the Leprechaun got one more season, I want to say, on his huge deal that he signed in Atlanta. I think he got one more season with that salary. So this is a prove it. The next year is a prove it season for the Leprechaun. They can come off and they can say, okay, let's see what you got, young boy. And they got Sar. They got a nice young team. They got Sar. They got that young boy in the backcourt. I forgot who it was. They got Sar. Who else they got? They got not Middleton, Sar, Trey Johnson, Kolek, 21 years old. They got nice young Bub Carrington. They got some nice young boys. Cam Whitmore, Keshawn George. They got some nice young boys on their team, and they ain't got to pay them for a minute. Alex Sarr was like the second pick, so he's getting $12 million this year, $12 million next year. Trey Young has got $46 million coming this year, and he's got a player option for $49 million for next year. What'll probably happen, and this is what'll happen with Trey Young. The management and Trey Young's people will decide, do you want to be in Washington long term? If he says yes, what they'll do is he will opt out of his $49 million deal, and he will probably sign something like 3 years, $100 million, 3 years, 120, something like that. Or, something with longer money, but less than less than 5 years, less than 4 years. And that will say, okay, we're going to stick with the Leprechaun for the next 3 or 4 years. Now, right now, the Leprechaun 27 years old, so he in his prime. Okay, so you can afford to say, okay, we'll see what you got for the next 3 years. Because after that, if he don't work out, he's going to become a bench piece. He's going to become a bench piece for somebody at less money. Okay, because he can come off the bench and shoot. He'll be West 4th Street. Okay, he'll be West 4th Street coming off the bench, or something like that. That's what he'll do. They're gonna see if they can. They don't have to commit but more than 3 more years to him, and then see if it works out. See, they got the young boys around him. These young boys on Washington ain't ready for the big time yet. You got 20-year-old Alex Sarr, 19-year-old Trey Johnson, 21-year-old Bilal Kaloubi. You got Bub Carrington, 20 years old, Cam Whitmore, 21. These are young boys. Keyshawn George, 22. AJ Johnson, 21. Champagny, he's the oldest one, 24. You got Bagley, 26. They can try to work on see what they got. But it's not a big risk for Washington, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not like the Knicks took with Cat. The Knicks took a big risk with Cat. Big risk. Okay. So for knuckleheads to be coming in here talking about he ain't working out or they need to trade him is stupid. They took a big risk with Cat, and they're going to stick with him, at least for the next 2 seasons. So, and even that 2 seasons, what you're really talking about. But Washington didn't take a big risk here. They did not. They moved on from an expiring deal anyway to help Atlanta, and they sent them a nice young player, the shooter there. But yeah, I believe the Cat risk was worth it. But that's a difference. In Washington ain't take that kind of risk, so the Leprechaun got proved his worth. And I'm gonna tell you, I think people sleeping on the Leprechaun. I mean, let us not forget what he did to the Knicks. When they took us out. And he's capable. Okay, he may not be the defensive player. I wouldn't want him because of the lack of defense, but I can't say he won't beat you. He will. Okay, you're going to have defensive players around him. Okay, so both teams did well with that trade. Atlanta now has a backcourt that they can trust, a backcourt that works for them, and it can be long term. They got a defensive stalwart, in their backcourt, Dyson Daniels. They now have Nickel Alexander Walker. They got a very nice, CJ McCormick off the bench. They got Zachary Richard-Shea, a nice up and coming stud, and of course Jalen Johnson. So they got a nice team, man. They got a nice team. Onyeka Okongwu, they got a nice team. They got something to build with. So they did good. Jabroni Z, I'm not going to argue with that. I think I would like to see Deuce get at least $13 million. that number that they got him at now for 3 years should be his starting salary per year. I think for 4 years, 52. I would like to see that. 4 years, 52. John Pettit, whatever decision the Knicks make with Yabusele, it's either already made or they're just still checking it out. And I think these next, whatever the games left in January will tell you what they're going to do with Yabusele. So Yabusele, he was out against the Suns. He was hurt. So I don't know. When is he coming back? Let me see. When is Yabusele coming back? He's questionable today. Quad. He had a quad. Somebody must have gave him a bad childhood. He had a quad, so he's questionable. So we'll see going forward. If he's hurt, then that's good. That means he's getting ready to go. So we'll see. Josh Hart is listed as questionable, which for Josh Hart is as good as saying he's playing. I thought he'd be back already, but yeah, he's questionable. And that was an upgrade from being out. So I think Josh Hart is playing. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of Knicks fans, Mr. Williams, would love to see Precious Achiuwa in the Knicks uniform again. I would love to see him in the Knicks uniform. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So about Yabusele, there's a lot of variables. What can they get for him? What can they get for him? Can they get Sadiq? Can they get Precious? What can they get for him? That's the thing, because he's going to have another year, $5.5 million next year. So somebody's got to put up with that contract for. It's not a huge contract, but somebody's got to deal with that for one more year. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'd give them that many seconds though, Joshua. I think Yabo and Daddy should get it done. Daddy is a nice young player. So I think, and he's on a cheap contract. So I think I would do both of them for Sadiq straight up. I wouldn't give them no picks. I wouldn't give them no picks. And I don't think the Don wants to either. I did see the original deal. I did see it. He's kind of been doing that for the last few seasons, man. I think he's taking his frustrations out, flushing it, and making putting chalk around people, man, because that was nasty. Because daggone Precious could put it on you if you want to. I was at the game with Washington last year. I think it was when he put one down, man. It was nasty, man. Wow. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not trading no picks for nobody. Not at that level. If we were getting a bit like if it was a higher level player, I would maybe, but not for this level. Not for a guy that's gonna come off my bench. I'm not giving up a whole bunch of picks for him. I'm not doing that. I'm not, especially second round. We got second rounders, but I would save them for the summer and see what else we're gonna do. Because the Knicks gonna get 2 more second rounders from Washington. It's gonna turn into 2 seconds. I think, right? I think that if they don't get the top 8, they get 2 seconds. And so the Knicks got a plethora of seconds, and y'all know as well as I do, they know how to turn second round picks into players, right? Don't mess around with Walt Perrin and them. They know how to turn second round picks into players. Okay. I don't, Guilford McCormick, I'd only be guessing. I have no idea why they did not offer Precious a contract. I am surprised at that. And I am surprised they offered Yabusele one and not Precious. I am very surprised at that. I don't know why that happened. I really don't. I don't know what happened behind the scenes to cause that. Because I don't see a big, space between Yabusele and Precious. I don't see a big space. Yeah, but the Knicks know how to turn second round pick. Look what we got. Look at our rotation. Brunson's a second round pick. Deuce is a second round pick, right? Mitchell Robinson's a second round pick. I think Landry Shaman's a second round pick. They don't mess. The Knicks are coming into Miami Heat North, man, turning the guys that people forgot about into players. I don't like Charles Bassey, and I'm not sold on Zeke Najee, to be quite honest with you. Najee has his moments. Bassey has his moments, but they neither of them are consistent enough. And to me, I don't see the upside right now. Najee, maybe, but I don't see the upside. And people still call, what is this dude's name? Moses something? People still calling for him like he's some sort of player. Some people really got problems, man. Moses Brown. Oh my God, please no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bassey, he's on somebody's team right now. Najee, isn't he playing for Denver? Yeah, Corey, he's questionable today, so it's a good shot he's going to play. He's questionable today. I think the question is he going to start or not? I think he's going. I think the question is whether he's going to start or not. I don't know if he's going to start or not, but he's questionable today, which is an upgrade because he was listed as out prior to that. Moses Brown, yeah. What the hell? I don't know why people still bring. What are you bringing his name up for? I don't know. I see people still. What about Moses Brown? What the hell? Do you realize he's a scrub and can't play? Okay, he can play in G League. Great. Give him G League All-Star vote. But they're gone, man. Come on. Yeah. So I think Bagley and others are expecting Josh to play today. Yeah. And of course, I think was it Lumley or was it Miss Margaret there? Shamet is clear for contract, and so he might be clear for takeoff in a couple of days. I don't know if that would help McCormick. Shoulder brace is a little hefty for football. Bassey's in G League, and Najee's in Denver. I think Denver drafted him, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Denver drafted Najee. I think he was originally with Denver. Yeah. Oh, Shamet was picked in the first round? Okay, you got me there. Yeah, I thought he was second round. But my point is still the same. The Knicks know how to turn second round picks into players. And I just named a few and I included Shamet. Okay, so you got Deuce, Mitch Robb, Brunson, Diawara, McCullough, Hoop Porty. You got a lot of second round picks over there, so they know how to turn second round picks into players. That was my point, and that's still the same. Okay, so so anyway, Shamet he's been in some unfortunate situation. He was in a good situation in the Clippers, and then he got traded, I think, to Philly, or vice versa, and then he got traded from Phoenix, and he was in a good situation there. And yeah, he's been in some good spots and got traded, but he really likes New York. So I would not mind if they gave him a longer term deal and kept him around a little bit. Well, John Pettit is asking me would I re-sign Mitch. Now you know I'm Mitch Hive, right? But let me ask you, if you could only sign one, Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein, what are you doing? You can only sign one, Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein. What are you doing? And let's say if you traded Deuce, you could sign both of them. Would you trade Deuce to sign Isaiah Hartenstein and keep Mitchell Robinson? I wouldn't. And so that's the question. Would I sign Mitchell Robinson? Well, if you're telling me it's between Mitch Rob and Isaiah Hartenstein now, damn. You hear what I'm saying? So I don't know. And I really don't want to say. I don't want to say because I love both of them guys. I don't want to say. I mean, I think we would agree. Hartenstein's a championship piece. They just want to chip with him, right? Hartenstein's a championship piece. Hartenstein is a verifiable, certified championship piece. He don't miss that many games. He knows how to pass the basketball. He daggone sure is tough as nails. He fits the culture. He's a roughneck. He's definitely a roughneck. Whew. Question is, though, do y'all think he can play beside Cat? Because Cat would have to play the 4. That's the only thing. Unless you're going to bring iHeart off the bench. That's the only thing. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I would bring iHeart off the bench. I would have the same starting 5, bring iHeart off the bench. But I'm paying iHeart a lot of freaking money. But I'm going to pay him, and I'm going to bring him off the bench. Yeah. I mean, woo. Ooh, man, that would be tough, man. Knicks be tough. Oh, yeah. The Knicks would be tough. Yeah, I would have to keep Cat in the starting line, but the 5, bring iHeart off the bench with Deuce. iHeart, Deuce, Shamit, West 4th Street. Shoot. I don't know, y'all. I'm saying I ain't gonna say. I know Joshua. That's right, Joshua. That's right. We'll see what happens, man. And so I don't know. So somebody said, would I re-sign Mitch? I have to say, I don't know. It would normally be a no-brainer to me. But you got iHeart is going. I told y'all, and y'all remember, right? I told y'all in August, Hartenstein's going to be available next summer. Didn't I tell y'all in August? I told you Oklahoma City was not going to re-sign him, and I'm still telling you they're not going to. So he's going to be available next summer. All right. He loves New York. He loves New York. He loved playing in New York, and he loves Leon and them. He was brokenhearted to have to leave. So, oh yeah, Hartenstein is in his prime right now. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So, John Pettit, I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't want to say. He is. You mean how much is Hartenstein making? Hartenstein making like 28 million. I want to say he's making like 28. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to y'all. I want to say he's making like, let me see, like I'm looking on Spot Rack right now. Hartenstein is making 28.5 million, and there's a team option for 28.5 next summer, which they are definitely not going to exercise. So put it this way. You need 28 million for Hartenstein. So you let Mitch walk, you got 12.5 right there. I would have to let Yabusele go too. So now I got 18. I got to figure out what I got to do to get that extra 10. We got to figure it out. There's no doubt. Yes, you can sign iHeart and keep Deuce. You can. You can sign them. Because right now, I'm looking at, all right, so right now, we're talking about next year, right? So right now, for the tax bill for Oklahoma with Hartenstein is $181 million. So you can forget Hartenstein in Oklahoma City. He's not going to be there. Let's look at the Knicks next summer tax situation. As it stands right now, next summer, the 2026-27 season, the Knicks have $16 million in second apron space, and they have a $5 million tax bill, which is really nothing. They got $6 million, and they're holding a $24 million spot for Mitchell Robinson. That's the estimate for him. So really, if you let Mitch Rob walk and you move Yabusele, you got enough money to sign Deuce, and you got enough money to sign Deuce and Hartenstein. Okay. And John Pettit, I understand, but I just can't speak against Mitch Rob like that. So I'm just going to say, I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that. I think Deuce is a 4-year, $52 million deal. I think Deuce is a 4-year, $52 million. Do they have the full mid-level available? That's a good question. Let me see. Well, if they have the full mid-level, I'm giving that to Deuce. If they got the full mid-level exception. Let me see here. I don't know if they have the full mid-level or not, but Deuce is getting it. He's getting, somebody mentioned, DiVincenzo's contract, 4 years, 47. I'm going to give Deuce 448 or 452, like 13 million a year. I'm giving Deuce McBride. So, and you remember now, that doesn't kick in until the year after next. Next year, Deuce is on his same contract. It's the last year of his $13 million for 3-year, $13 million deal. So that kicks in the following season. So you can still remember that. So it's not going to kick in the next year. So it's not on the 26-27 salary. It's on the 27-28 salary. Deuce kicks in. Okay. So you can sign Deuce. That's not a problem. You can sign him. At 27-28, that salary kicks in then. And at that time, they're going to be under the cap, so I'm not, they'll be in good shape. Yeah. So if we move Mitch Rob and give Hartenstein 28, I think we're still under the cap or close to it. Second apron space we still got. Yeah. Yeah. But that's why I say when Pettit asked me, I said, okay, you want Mitch Rob or do you want Hartenstein? Oh, let's do a poll on it. Let me ask you. Let's assume you could get either one. Okay. Let's assume you can get either one. All right. And let's see. Let me see here. Start a poll. All right. Who would assume either one? But you can only sign one. So the rule is you can only sign one. And which one are you signing next summer? Who are you signing next summer? And let's assume the Knicks win a championship. So the Knicks win a championship with Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench. So now, who you signing? No, it's exactly what you have now. You're going to have Mitchell Robinson being preserved, coming off the bench. Both guys, either guy will come off the bench. Okay? Either guy will come off the bench because you're going to start Cat. So you're going to have Hartenstein come off your bench or Mitchell Robinson come off your bench. But you got to choose which one you want. You can't only have one. Okay? Then you have Diva Love. Denny's going to ball today. He's been balling. The boy's playing at an all-star level. By the way, vote for all your Knicks. Vote for your Knicks starting 5 now for your all-star. In fact, while I'm messing around with y'all, I'm going to do that right now. Vote for your Knicks starting 5 and get them in there. Is today a double day? Do they count double today? But let's get the Knicks in there today. Well, like I said, there's the poll. Put your vote in. Put your vote in. Right now, it looks like 63% of y'all are going with Hartenstein. Okay. I'm not gonna front. That's a tough call to make. I ain't gonna front. It's a tough call to make, man. It's a tough call to make. I will agree. Hartenstein is obviously more available. There's no doubt about that. Hartenstein is more available. There's no doubt about that. So yes, Hartenstein is more available, but this Mitchell Robinson, this Mitchell Robinson we talking about, man. So I just put my votes in for our guys. Oh, man, it's giving me the error message. Damn it. All right. Yeah, well, and Pappy, if you want to argue with yourself. I don't care. Like I said, I'm not choosing one or the other right now. I'm just gonna let it go where it go. If it's Hartenstein, I'm not gonna cry. If it's Mitch Rob, I'm not gonna cry. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Y'all ain't making no bad arguments. Yes, Hartenstein's more available. There's no doubt. Yes, he won the championship. He's a championship piece, no doubt. But Mitch Rob is not going to cost you $28 million. Hartenstein is. Hartenstein's going to cost you $28 million. Okay? So Mitch Rob will probably cost you 15. Hart and Mitch less than equal to Towns. I don't know. And it really doesn't matter. They're not trading Towns, so that doesn't matter. Towns is staying. I tell you what, Towns a dog. Anybody, nobody could guard him. So I'm keeping my man Cat. There's no doubt. I don't care who. I'm keeping Cat. I'm keeping Cat. But I tell you what, if you do have your Hartenstein, any games Cat miss, we're not missing a whole lot, right? Because any game Cat misses, you put Hartenstein right there. Shoot. So. Oh, yeah, and that's true. Anthony DeCesar, don't let us forget. Mitch Rob can disrupt some things, man. Mitch Rob can disrupt a whole team by himself. He can. He can. So anyway, I'm Mitch Hive, so I can't speak against Mitch. I just can't do it. So that's right. The only player that could guard Cat is Cat. That's it. Yesterday, and I think Cat fits him more than just his initial cards and the challenge. I'm saying he's like a big old cat. He's like a big old cat, man. He can get by you. He can go over you. Yeah. The Knicks can keep McBride and Mitch. Again, let me explain to y'all. Mitch's salary would kick in next season. A McBride extension wouldn't kick into the year after next. So it's not, McBride's money that he's going to get is not counting against next year's salary cap. Okay, it's the year after that. So McBride's got one more $4 million deal left on his current deal after this season. Okay, so if they spend McBride, it doesn't count against next year's salary cap. It's the year after that. Mitch Rob's money is immediately counting against next year's salary cap. Okay, so you can sign McBride and Mitch Rob or McBride and Hartenstein. That's no problem because McBride's money is not next year money. It's the year after next month. Okay. Yeah, so y'all remember that. You ain't got to worry about McBride money hitting next year's cap. It's not hitting next year's cap. McBride money is an extension for after this contract is up. Yeah, right. I'm saying my assumption is we win the chip with Mitch Rob this year. So what you doing? We win the chip with Mitch Rob coming off the bench this year. So what you doing this summer? This is no joke, man. I would definitely re-sign Shamet too. I would re-sign Shamet and West 4th Street. I would. Not to a lot of money, though, but I would re-sign both of them. Oh, Andrew Abraham. Our whole front office teams were trying to steal. Brock Aller, Walt Perrin. Yeah, of course. But I believe Aller and Perrin and the other guy, Gershon, they want to win a chip in New York before they go somewhere else. They want to win a chip. They all are in the driver's seat right now. Those guys are running the team with Leon. So they would like to win a championship before they move to any place else. Yes, teams would love to snatch them from us. Just like I think everybody in the league would take Sam Presti yesterday. There's no team in the NBA that wouldn't want Sam Presti. There was a guy that won the chip in Toronto with Kawhi. I forgot his name, but the African dude. When he was coming out of Denver, everybody wanted him. He could write his own check, and he basically did. Okay, then that played out. Masai Ujiri, right, that played out. But when a guy is hot, Sam Presti's been doing this at a high level for a long, long time. So every team in the league would take him. But aside that, yes, these guys in New York, Gershon, Walt Perrin, Brock Aller, they want to make this work for a chip. That's part of their resume. That's part of their legacy. So they don't want to just go anywhere right now. They want to get this chip done. Then you might lose some. But the content creators being hard on Cat are short-sighted, stupid, and don't know pro basketball. Really. I saw Cat's game Friday night. He played a good game. Would I want him to shoot a little more? Yes. Will he? Yes. But we gotta just chill up, And I seen one knucklehead. The title of his video was "What's Wrong with Cat?" You know what's wrong with Cat? The content creator. That's what's wrong with Cat. Yeah, I think Masai took his money and he's doing a project in Africa. I think he is. I think he's literally doing a development project in Africa. Yeah. So. Yeah, so like if we sign Mitchell Robinson for $15 million, we would not go over the cap. We could sign Mitch Rob, we could sign Deuce, we would not go over the cap. Okay. No, John Petty. I would not. I would only take one. And you got to decide who you want to take. Now, thinking about it like this. If you were to sign Isaiah Hartenstein, you'd need an understanding with him. What do I mean by that? You need to have him understand he's not starting and to have him be okay with that. because there's going to be another team going to throw money at him and guarantee him the starting spot. I'm telling you, there's going to be another team to throw money at him and say, well, you could start. It may not be a playoff team. It may be a Charlotte Hornets, but they're going to say, you could start for us. And so that's going to be a decision he's going to have to make. The money will be equal. But he would have to understand coming to the Knicks, it's a championship team. He'd be an important piece, but he'd be coming off the bench. Yeah. I think he would too, Guilford, especially if the money's equal. If the money is equal, I think you're right. I agree with that. Yeah, I'm not worried about Cat. Cat is going to be doing what he always did. He's a superstar. In spite of what stupid idiots trying to claim about him, he's still an all-star, all-NBA superstar, top 15 player in the league. So people need to calm down. He's going to be fine. And now that he's getting I hope they do exactly what they did Friday. Run the offense through him. Let him have the ball. And he knows what to do with the damn thing. And give it to him and let him run the offense. That's what you got to do. With my man coming off the ball like he did Friday, because Brunson came off the ball Friday. Now, Brunson missed some shots he would normally hit Friday. I mean, he did. But like I said, you can't expect homie to be like all world every game. He's going to be off some games. It is what it is. I wasn't crying about that. I liked the framework of what I saw Friday. I really did. I like the defense. I like how I wish they'd made a few adjustments, but okay. Deuce was on. Cat was running the offense. Brunson was off ball, and when we needed him, he took over the game. I think we'd be all right. Yeah, they did it a couple times, Andrew Heaven. Did you see he did it twice with Deuce? He did it once with OG. He did it twice with OG, but the second time, OG passed it, So it was, man, please, man. No, we good. I like what I saw Friday. I don't know why people tripping because everybody's looking at the loss. It's one loss, okay? We got a whole season left, 40-something games left. Let's calm down. Knicks looking good. I like it. And then you got now Josh Hart coming back, and you got Shamet coming back. We're going to be all right. And Deuce is playing at a high freaking level, man. He is. So, yeah. Yeah, he is right now. He wasn't before Wednesday. He is now. Buck Boy said Cat's receiving the four most touches. Well, he is now. After the Clippers game and Friday's game, that should continue. He needs to continue. Please let him touch the rock every time you come down. If he decides to pass it to somebody, okay, but he's got to touch the ball. Cat has to have his touches. Got to have it, okay? And so he's not going to be off on his three-point shot for the whole season. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's going to be times when he's going to dominate a game, and y'all going to be, and all the same whiners that are, oh my God, what's wrong with Cat? Oh, Cat is great. Or, I think New York Knicks fans are the most fickle fans I've ever seen in my life. More fickle than Met fans, more fickle than Giant fans, more fickle than Jets fans. The most fickle fans I've ever seen in my days are Knicks fans. That's why I can't put too much stock in whatever they're saying on social media. See, Cat's going to be fine. Cat's going to be fine. Yeah, well, let me see. Let's look at Abdiva's stats. Is that what he's doing, Andrew? He's getting his money on the line. Let's see. Let me just take a look at this fool. Let me take a look at this boy right here. Let me see what he's doing, man. Let me look at Portland. Let's look at their stats. Look at the Portland stats and see what's going on. Denny Abdiva. I definitely was not, high on him coming out of Israel where the hell he was coming. But the boy proved me wrong. He is balling. Let's see, 26.7 boys, 7 assists. Damn, the boy is balling. Let me see how many shots he gets a game. Let's see, he takes 10 free throws per game. Ooh, that is a lot. He takes 10 free throws. He shoots 36%. The boy's having an all-NBA season. There's no doubt. He got to be on one all-NBA team. He's definitely an all-star. Abdiva is definitely an all-star. So he gets 17 shots a game. He shoots 10 times from the line every game. So, yes, you are correct. We do need to keep his ass out the paint. We do. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I'm trying to be nice, Mr. Williams. Yeah, so we gotta keep him. Andrew, you're right. We gotta keep him out Well, I think part of that is keeping him out the paint. He's a hard driving fool too. When he gets, he's a downhill, right? He's a downhill type of dude. He gets ahead of steam downhill. He's tough to stop there on that diva, man. He really, and he gets to that gear pretty quick, So yeah, I agree with you, man. We may have to go to the deuce card. No, I think we need to put the OG card on him. Is he 6'9"? Is he that big? I didn't know he was that big. Is that diva that big? 6'9" for real? He's a tall ass dude. Yeah, they got him 6'8", 225. Man, he's a load, man. Sure. He's a load. He is. All right, then. That means he gets grown-ass man energy. He has to get the grown-ass man energy. OG has to start off on him. That's it. OG, let's go, boy. Go get him. OG got to be on him, right? OG got to be on him. Got to get the grown-ass man energy on him. Let me see now. The depth is there. So you got grown-ass man guarding him. Shaden Sharp, I think the road runner can handle him. Or Kamara, depending. And then you got Sadiq, Kisoko, and yeah, whatever. So I think, maybe Shaden Sharp, you put Brunson on him because he's going to be outside. But Brunson's got to stay on his feet and stay in front. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's a good game, man. It's going to be a good game, y'all. It's going to be a good game. Yeah, was he Miss London? Because that's the game. He goes downhill very quickly. He gets the first step on Denny Abdiva is the difference maker. He got a first step and a half on his ass, and he gets downhill very quickly, and he goes strong to the hole. So I think we're going to need grown-ass man energy on him today. And we're going to have do switch on a little bit, roll run a little bit, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Josh Hart. Yes, Josh Hart. Yeah, Michael Drake, I think you're right. The Don's been in there 5 years now. This will be his 6th year. He's finishing in March here. So yeah, I gotta agree with you. It's been the longest tenured front office. And look, we've had the best success in a 5-year stretch we've had in 30 years. Right? Oh, John. I don't know what John's going to do, but I tell you what, I wouldn't sleep on John Morant. That boy could still ball. He might have some problems, but he could still ball. Sure. Yeah, it was important, CW Flash. He did. That's right. McCall won that game for us. That's right. He did at the end. That's right. Here we go. And he also got a big block. Didn't he also, or was that? No, that was against Vucevic in Chicago, the big block under the basket. Yeah, so, yeah. Here we go, y'all. It's about that time. Clutch. Yeah, clutch. The road runner. All right. The current Knicks, too, that played for Portland was Josh. Josh played for Portland. Josh came to New York from Portland. It was a trade for the kid from Duke and for Josh. Yeah, Josh came from Portland. Josh was on the Lakers. He went the Anthony Davis trade to New Orleans, and then he came in the C.J. McCollum trade to Portland, and then he came to New York after that. Yeah, so Josh is the guy that played for Cam Reddish, right? That's right. Cam Reddish, Josh was for Cam Reddish. So yeah, I think he's the only guy on the team, if I'm not mistaken, that played for Portland. I don't think Shamet ever played for Portland. Clarkson never played for Portland. So yeah, Towns, of course, never played for Portland. So it was Josh. Yeah, Josh for Cam Reddish. Oh yeah, no doubt the series. That's why I'm saying he got to get at least, I think, 48 to 52 million over 4 years, his next deal. That's got to be locked up, sold up, done by the summertime, no doubt. They got to re-sign Deuce. He's going to get it. And like I said, his contract won't count against next year's cap. So we're in good shape there. Yeah, we're in good shape. And how much you want to bet if Cat wins a chip here, he re-signs with New York at less money. He's going to take a longer term, less deal to stay in New York. His last year, Cat's last year, is a big player option of $61 million. If he plays well, I'm telling you, he's probably going to take a longer deal, maybe a 4-year deal for about $160 million, and help the Knicks out there, and that'll work. So keep the band together. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. So, oh yeah, Clarkson. I like when Clarkson. I like the fast break 3-2, Angel, but I like when he gets the ball around the basket and he does. It's like a street ball move. And he kind of it's like a jump hook real fast. Oh man, Clarkson is my man. I love watching him play street ball, man. I love watching him play. He gives me the vibe that a Spreewell used to give when Spreewell came to the Knicks. That's why I liked him. He was street ball too. I was like, man, Spree. Oh man, please. And Jordan Clarkson is not as good as Spreewell. I'm not saying that, but same vibe. That street ball vibe, man. There you go. But man, yeah. So yeah, he does. He does. Where's fourth? Do your thing, boy. That's what I'm saying. So tonight's the night. Let's get this dub in Sactown. Do the business, y'all. We don't have to play again until Wednesday. They play, I want to say, who they playing Wednesday? Golden State, right? I think they're playing Golden State Wednesday. Who they playing Wednesday, y'all? I think it's Golden State. They're playing Wednesday, I want to say. Let's see. They play Sactown tonight. They play Sacramento. Oh no, they're playing Portland night. Sacramento on Wednesday. Golden State on Thursday. That's right. Golden State Thursday after Sacramento. Okay. They play the Kings. Okay, so tonight they playing Portland. Okay, let's get this. I was for some reason I was thinking Sacramento, but they playing Portland. Now we're talking about Denny Abdiva. So here we go. Yeah, I'm not worried about Giannis. Didn't Giannis just recently come out and say he's not asking to be traded anywhere? Didn't he say that? So we shouldn't be discussing it. He's not asking to be traded anywhere. Nobody wants to trade for him because he doesn't want to go anywhere. So he's going to stay in Milwaukee, probably retire. I always kind of thought that whole Giannis thing was always a hoax, but whatever. A hoax to hope for the gamblers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he never requests a trade, so I'm not worried about Giannis coming nowhere. We'll be all right. Deuce McBride has far and away the best contract in the NBA. He's not even close. Deuce McBride has far and he is so. If you paid him $12 million per year, he'd still be underpaid for what he brings to the team. So yes, Deuce is easily the best contract in the league. That's why anybody talking about trading him is stupid, straight stupid, and don't understand basketball, don't understand the Don for sure. If you think the Don's giving up $4 million that's worth $20 million for nothing, you crazy. You crazy. That ain't happening. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, that ain't happening. Anybody mentioning Deuce McBride in the trade is stupid. Come on, man. You got to know that person's on drugs, man. And you can safely discount anything else they say. Yeah, so would I, Andrew. Sure, give me 1 month of Karl Anthony Towns salary, just 1 month of his after-tax salary. 1 month, that's all I want. That's it. Give me 1 month of his after-tax salary. I'll be good. I'll be good with that. Definitely. Oh yeah, every time Deuce plays, you hear Deuce all in the stands, man. Shoot. They were going crazy when he hit that first three against Phoenix. Deuce, everybody like Deuce. Everybody loves Deuce, man. Why not? You know, so. Oh, Michael Drake. I am feeling guilty. I'm enjoying retirement so much. My wife is still working, and I don't want to speak too loud because she still got to work. But I'm enjoying my retirement. I am totally enjoying my retirement. I've lost about 20 pounds since I retired. Less stress. I get to do what I want to do, work out when I want to. I just got to, count my pennies and stuff. I'm doing a lot of traveling this coming year. I'm getting ready to go to North Carolina, up in the mountains, next week. And then in February, I'm going to DC to see the Knicks with my daughter. And then at the end of February, I'm going to Mexico. And then I'm going to see my grandson in Minneapolis in June. And then I'm going to Colombia for the whole month of September. So we got some traveling we're doing this year, man. Florida's good. Florida's good, man. Florida's good. Florida's good. I am totally enjoying retirement. There's no doubt. And if I feel in the middle of the day, I say, you know what? Like yesterday, I wanted to work out in the morning. I wasn't feeling like doing it. I didn't want to rush through it. That's another thing. I ain't got to rush through my workouts to get ready for work or whatever. So yesterday, I said, I ain't working out right now. So I took all day. I did my Bible studies yesterday. I chilled out. I ate dinner. And then last night, I said, you know what? I feel like working out now. And I had a hell of a workout last night. That's all I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. It ain't I'm not rushing anyway. I took my mom to the hairdresser. And the lady said, we may be a half hour, 45 minutes. You want to wait? You got something to do? I said, ma'am, I am not being in a hurry for the rest of my life. I ain't in a hurry nowhere. My mom not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. Take your time. Do your thing. Yeah, we had one third rail Michael server, Joe Curry, which is the normal. Yeah. Yeah, so I am enjoying retirement. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I'm still trying to slow myself down a little bit. She's doing good. My mom's is doing good. Thanks for asking. She's doing good. She really, I got somebody coming in every day to help watch her, but she's very fiercely trying to still be independent, and I get it. I'm not gonna push her. But one day I came over there and the car was gone, and I said, I know she ain't driving. I asked the neighbor. I said, did she drive? He said, yeah, she went somewhere. I said, she's not supposed to drive, but I said, I ain't gonna say nothing. If she wants to do what she want to do, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, but you want, and that's the thing. David Byer is correct, and the thing is, that's why I liked about what I saw Friday. It was the framework for improvement, and they're now giving Cat the ball almost every time down. Let him decide what he's going to do. No, Jabroni, I put him on timeout for 10 minutes. I guess he didn't come back. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my mom's still driving a little bit, and as long as she's all right, I'm all right. She knows, she's very much aware. She doesn't drive too much. She's very much aware that she shouldn't be, and I don't have to say nothing. I just tell her, you drive me crazy when you drive, right? I mean, you do what you want to do, but because you know what, everybody wants to maintain independence, and you can't blame them. All people, and you get older, your mind is still what you were when you were younger. So your body is telling you, you can't do these things, but your mind is not. So it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard. So I try to be understanding and say, okay, I know she wants to be independent. Like, I'd like her to move in with me. I got a big house. I'd like her to stay here. She don't want to do it. So, okay. I said, okay, all right, stay there. She has her own spot. That's what she wants. So that's how we do it, man. Yeah, I think he does take medicinal. I think he takes medicinal things, and I think it might affect how he thinks a little bit. Yeah, it's true, John Penn. Yeah, so I'm not worried about the Knicks. Like I said, I liked what I saw Friday. I wish they'd have won. There were some things they could have done better, obviously, but I liked what I saw in terms of the framework. I like the framework of what they put together. I think it bodes well going forward. I want to see tonight. I want to see it continue tonight. I want to see Cat touch the ball every time. I want to see Brunson not force anything. I want to see them move without the ball. I want to see them guard the paint. Yeah, medicinal stuff. Right. Yeah, so they'll be all right. I like what I saw from the Knicks Friday. This one guy, that guy's about this disgusting basketball. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm looking at them and I'm like, there wasn't no disgusting basketball. That was NBA basketball. They was balling, both teams. Yeah, I had to come down. My dad, like when my dad got to be, how old was he? He was 83. He's 82 when I came down. He was 82. So I came down here when he was 82, and I was glad I got them last 2 years with him, So it was a blessing. I got closer to him than I was ever before. So it was good, And then I promised him I would take care of his wife, and that's what we're doing now. So thank the Most High for that. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be all right. I'm not worried about the Knicks, and they're going to be all right. As long as they got the game plan, offensive rebound, pass the ball, move the basketball, go through cat. Don't force anything from Brunson. I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Dread. Dread dead. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Dang, man, we got some characters in Knicks Nation. I ain't fronting. We got some characters in Knicks Nation. Should the Knicks consolidate? I think you mean consolidate, right, Michael? Consolidate point guards at the trade deadline and get more size? No, they should not. They should just leave what they got and just keep going with it. Jay Cruz, people tell me that. I don't look at it as being a good son. I just look at it as being a son. I don't see any son that wouldn't do the same thing for his father. I don't. When I took him to the doctor once and the lady said, "You're his son?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh." He said, "You taking him yourself?" I said, "Well, what you think?" What it looked like. Well, usually people, I don't normally see children here with their children. Well, I don't know what you normally see, but when he comes to the doctor, I'm here. He ain't going to the doctor without me. Okay. Oh, I get it. I'm sorry, Dread. I misunderstood. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I didn't know you just came in here to be a troll. See what I mean? Who is it? PL said that, I'm not a troll. I said trolls are what they do. We just had one. Dread Dead Redemption was a troll. And he is no longer a troll because he's not here. That fool came in trying to hit the third rail. He came in so quick trying to hit the third rail. I was like, what is he talking about? Yeah, I said, oh, okay. Oh, you came in to be a troll. Oh, okay. Wow, APAC, when you were 45. Wow. Hopefully, did that go well, bro? I hope it went well for you meeting your daddy. Hope it went well. Yeah, I hope it went well. I mean, me and my dad, it was all good, man. It was all good. And he had been away from me and my children. He got to meet everybody before he died. He really was estranged from my family. But everything came together before he died. It was a blessing. As a matter of fact, he came to 4th of July. I had all my kids here. He came to 4th of July, and it was the 4th of July was on a Tuesday that year. He came that Sunday, and then he, went back home. And my oldest son, picked him up because he could hardly walk, picked him up and put him in the car. He said, "Oh!" And so my oldest son is about 300 pounds. He's a big boy. So Tuesday was the 4th of July. My kids were still here, and he came back. And I said to my mom, I said, "Oh, he wanted to come back." She said, "I got to go see my family." He said, and so that was the last time he saw everybody before he had the heart attack and stroke. And he died about 9 months later, but he got to see everybody. So, yeah. Oh, that's good, APAP. I'm glad to hear that. That's always a blessing, man, to hear that kind of reunion, man. I'm glad that's beautiful, man, that you got to see your father. And you got, that's beautiful, man. You got 2 brothers, 1 sister. That's great, man. That's great. Praise the Most High. I'm glad to hear that. Blessings, June, man. Yeah. Oh, that's good, Guilford. Yeah. No, actually, what happened, Andrew, I came here. He could no longer take care of his house. I mean, financially he could, but he couldn't physically. So I came here to help him, but then he wanted to leave. He wanted to move and get his own place. So I bought his house, and he went to assisted living, but then he couldn't stay there after he had the heart attack and stroke. So the money that I paid him for this house, I used to get him another house where he died, but he wanted to have his own space. So we did that. And he left me that house. So I got that. I bought this house, and then the money that I gave him to buy this house, we used to buy him the house he died in, which my mother is still in. But they left me that house too. So I got that one, and I got this one. This one I still got this giant mortgage on, because I paid pretty good money for his for his house. But yeah, so to answer your question, no, he didn't live with me. He didn't want to. He wanted to have his own space. You know, like I said, it's an independence thing. And I'm realizing that I'm 64, and I'm glad there's a lot of things I can still do that a lot of people can't do physically. And I'm really thankful for the health I have, but I understand when people people they want to be independent. They can't drive really, but they want to still drive. They want to go to the store by themselves. My mom had me circling the store 5 times one day because she kept forgetting she already went down the same aisle, and she would reach for the same thing. I said, "Mom, you got that in your cart already?" She said, "I do." I said, "Yeah." And then we just went, and then I said, "I think you got everything." After about the 5th time, and she's like, "Okay." Yeah. So they just want to be independent, and you got to respect that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 64. Yeah. And I feel good, man. Shoot. I feel real good. I'm blessed. Very blessed. That's all I can say. Very blessed, man. If I live to be my father's age 83, I'll be happy. I just don't want to die in a sick bed. If I died, heart attack, doing something, fine. I have a problem with that. But, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yep. Yesterday I did 52 chin-ups and 150 push-ups. That was the closing part of my workout. I had done the workout before that, but I closed the workout with 52 chins and 150 push-ups. And that, I feel good. God, this morning feel good. Man, when I was a kid, 20 was old. When I was a kid, when you graduate high school, you was considered old. All my friends, when somebody graduate high school, say, "Oh man, you finished, you old." When I was a kid, shoot. I remember when I turned 23, when people said, "Oh, you still a kid?" I said, "Man, I'm old." Oh man. Yeah, man. So yeah, 90s is something. So we got a few people in my neighborhood doing that. 90 years old, still driving. 80 something, still driving. A few people in the neighborhood still doing that. Yeah, so it is what it is, man. Yeah, so I just want to maintain. I want to be able to get up from the floor without using my hands all the way till I'm 80. So I can do it now. I want to do it then. That's the goal. Yeah, I got a pretty large house. Yeah. My father, this was his retirement house. This was his dream house that he built when he retired. So I bought that from him. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I look at some of these cats, man, and I remember when they was in college and they retired. Like I was looking at Brad Doherty. I remember when Brad Doherty was a freshman at North Carolina at 17. He came in a year early and he played at North Carolina as a freshman. Then he was drafted #1 overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think that was the same year Len Bias died. And he played all his career in Cleveland and he hurt his back. And that's why he retired. But I'm looking at him and I said, I remember when this cat was a 17-year-old freshman at daggone North Carolina. Now he's old and retired. I'm looking at Marcus Camby, and I remember when he was 15, he was all shy and everything. And now he's not only he went to UMass, he went to the league and played, and he's retired. I was like, dang, man. Oh. Yeah, so I remember I'm feeling old. I remember all of that, them cats. I'm seeing these cats come on and now they're commentating. I remember when Shaq went to Louisiana, LSU. He was a freshman. He played 1 year at LSU as a freshman. I think he played with, then it was called Chris Jackson. He played with Chris, then he was Chris Jackson. He became Mahmoud after. But I remember he made his hundreds of millions of dollars and retired. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean Len Bias, and not only that, if you remember, there was one player, Len Bias, that Michael Jordan could not deal with. It was Len Bias. He could not deal with Len Bias. Len Bias wasn't scared of him. He couldn't intimidate Len Bias. Len Bias had Michael Jordan's number. Yeah. So no, I think Shaq left after his freshman year, McGoffrey, didn't he? I think Shaq. I remember he played 1 year, I think, at Louisiana. Let me see, Shaq. I think he played 1 year at Louisiana. Let me see. Let me double check that. But I remember he played at Louisiana State, LSU. Let me see. All right, so in 1989, he played Louisiana. Dale Brown, I remember that. And let me see. No, you're right. He played. I think he did play 2 years. He was two-time All-American, two-time SEC Player of the Year. He played for Dale Brown. He got the Erupt Trophy. Yeah, I think you're right. He came out in '92, so he played 2 full seasons. I think. I want to say, was it? No, you're right. He played 3 years. He did. You're right. He played 3 years. I thought he was only 1 year, but you're right. Who is this said that? You're right. He played 3 years. You're right about that. Yeah, you're right. He played 3 years. I don't know why I only thought he only played 1 year, but he did. He played 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. Len Bias was a dude, man. He was really a stud. He really was a stud, man. That was the sad. It's like what Larry Bird said. That's the saddest thing I ever heard. It really was. I mean, daggone, man. Man, when I you know how I found out? I was on the subway train. I was going to church because I still keep this out, but I was on the subway train and I saw a New York Post on the ground. It said Len Bias dead. And I said, I must be misreading that. That can't be right. It was. I couldn't believe that. It was a Saturday. I couldn't believe that. It said Len Bias dead. I said, what the heck, man? Yeah. Yeah, Chris Jensen, Stanley Roberts. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You're right, Mr. William. You're right about that. I do remember that. Chris Jackson was, to me, him and Stephen Curry, the greatest shooters ever. The two greatest shooters that ever played the game. And I'm talking about you talking about Jerry West was also in that category. Now, I know we're going to talk about Ray Allen. Yes, great shooter. Ray Allen, great shooter. Thompson, great shooter, great shooters. But if you saw Chris Jackson in his prime, even before that at LSU, and if you saw him when he came in the league, I mean, come on, man. I mean, come on, man. He was ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Jerry West was like that too. There was no 3-point line, but Jerry West would have averaged 40 easily. Jerry West, the logo, was a bad man. He was a bad man. Clyde didn't want to see Jerry West. Nobody wanted to see Jerry West. Bad man. Bad man. Okay. Stone cold killer, Jerry West. Stone cold killer. I was excited when Camby got traded to the Knicks because I had a dream when Camby was at UMass, and I told him and his mother, I said, I had a dream where you had a Knicks warm-up on. He said, man, Glasgow, shut up. He said, I ain't going to no Knicks. I had that dream when he was at UMass, that he was in a warm-up line with a Knicks warm-up on. And so I was hyped when I first heard that he was going to New York from Toronto. I was hyped, man. Shoot. So, yeah, the finals run was bad too, man. But I was mad as hell when they traded him to Denver. Very mad. I was upset with the Knicks. I was upset. I mean, I got more upset when they let Clyde go to Cleveland. Actually, I stopped following them. When they let Clyde go to Cleveland, I stopped following them until I think I came back when they got Cartwright. But I started following Boston. I was so mad. I couldn't believe they let Clyde go to Cleveland. I was really pissed off about that. I think I was 15 years old. I couldn't believe they let Clyde go to Cleveland. Watching him in a Cleveland uniform was sad. It was one of the worst things I ever had. And even Clyde said that he didn't want to be in Cleveland. What the hell? I said, you let him go to Cleveland? There's no way. And then the second thing was that fool trading Patrick Ewing. How you going to trade Patrick Ewing? I don't care how old he is. You let him be an assistant or something, but you do not trade Patrick Ewing. Oh, God, man. Oh, yeah, the Knicks have put me through some things. So I totally understand some knuckleheads these days because I was once there when they did that stuff. I really stopped following them when they traded Clyde, though. I didn't want to hear nothing about the Knicks. I was rooting against them and everything. I was with Boston. I was like, I'll follow Boston. That's how mad I was. And then I think they got Cartwright in the draft, and I came back. And then after Cartwright, a couple of years later, Bernard King came, and they got Michael Ray Richardson. I don't know if he requested a trade or not, but you do not trade Patrick Ewing. I mean, you just don't. So you bring him off the bench or whatever. Patrick Ewing must retire a Knick. There's certain guys you gotta they retire Knick. Okay. Danny Ainge wanted Red Auerbach to trade Larry Bird. Larry Bird was finished now. This was when Larry Bird was way past his prime, past the 92, and Ainge said, you got to trade Larry Bird. And Auerbach wouldn't do it. Even though it was the right thing to do, he wouldn't do it. He would not do it. Since 69, Clint, since 69, since I was 8 years old, since 1969. That's when I first was conscious of Clyde and Willis Reed and all of them. They had just beat the Bullets when the Bullets had Earl Monroe. He had not become a Knick yet. The Knicks beat the Bullets, and they were called the Bullets then, the Baltimore Bullets back in the day. Yeah. And the Bullets had Earl Monroe on their team. Then after that, the Knicks beat then it was Lou Alcindor and them in the playoffs. Brunson should retire, Nick. I mean, there's no way he should be traded unless he asked for it. But Brunson should retire, Nick. You know, he should, for real. Yeah. Sly Williams and Toby Knight came in the 80s, didn't they, Mr. B? They were after Clyde and them. Okay, 92. Okay, that was a good year to be following. That's Pat Riley time, right? Wasn't that Pat Riley, 92? I think that was Pat Riley's tenure. Yeah. Yeah, man. There was some talent out there at that time, baby. We had some talent out there. Yep. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think the game is fine as it is right now. I think they should allow a little bit more physicality. I think the reason guys are getting more hurt now is because there's less physicality. I know that sounds crazy, but guys didn't need to be as quick and as fast back in the day as they are now. Because of the lack of physicality, speed is more important. And speed, I think that the trying to get faster, quicker, cut harder, I think that's what's taking a toll. Back in the day, it was much more physical half-court game, basketball in the NBA, much more physical half-court. And guys played 82 games because they just had to be bulky. They didn't have to be quick. Nowadays, Mitchell Robinson is a prototype. You got to have length, you got to have speed, you got to cover ground. And I think that takes a toll on guys over the long term. I know they did. I was so mad, man. They lost me on that one. Trading Patrick Ewing. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. Oh, man. Anyway, those are the bad days. That's why I don't want to hear anybody whining about the Don or the Knicks right now. I don't want to hear anybody whining right now because the Knicks finally got everything together that we need right now. We don't need to make no improvements. We don't need no trade. We don't need to consolidate nothing. We need to keep our team and keep moving forward. We got the squad. We got the management. We got the coaching. Let's go. That's all we got to do. Let's go. Yeah. Supersonics, I know. Oh, Phil Jackson and Mel. Oh, anyway, yeah. Phil Jackson, oh God, man. Okay. Yeah. So let me get my dinner ready, man. We always have a good time here. I got me, like I told you, I got my new playlist with Nas's stuff on there. I got Nas with Lauryn Hill, Nas with Method Man, Nas with Redman, Nas with 50 Cent. I got a whole bunch of that. I just made a whole Nas playlist with them. And he is doing that collaboration thing he's doing is on point, man. Shoot. Oh, yeah, I remember you, Kabar. Yes, it was at the Washington game. That's right. It was at the Washington game last year. That's right. And that was the game where Precious did the dunk, right, Kabar? Where Precious did that dunk. Woo, man. Shut the whole place down with that dunk, man. Please bring Precious back. I'd love to bring Precious back. Please bring Precious back, man. Yeah, well, that's less of a headache, John Pettit. That's less of a headache, you know. So, oh, Jabroni Z, I'm saving it for the game. I got some nice, my favorite Pinot Noir. It's called Rayburn. Rayburn is my favorite Pinot Noir. I got that on tap for the game. I'm gonna have some grape juice today, some nice Pinot. Some nice Pinot. And I got some Zinfandel as well. 7 deadly Zins. But I probably won't need that because I'm going to have the Pinot. So we're going to see what's up. We got the grape juice. Grape juice is good for y'all. You know, you have some grape juice for your stomach's sake and your off the infirmities. It helps you. If you're getting a cold, get the grape juice. It'll help you out. I ain't got a cold in a long time. Grape juice helps. Grape juice helps. I got close to getting one when we came back from Colombia, though, all that traveling and mess, but I ain't catch it, man. I had the grape juice prepared. We're ready for Fred. Oh, looks like, oh, good question, Ms. Lumley. She asked, okay, looks like 62% of the 122 voters would have Hartenstein next summer. 37% of the 123 voters would have Mitchell. So it looks like Hartenstein is the guy y'all would take if you get an opportunity to get him. So we'll see what happens. We're going to see, man. If we're going to see, it's next year will be here before you know it. So let's see what happens. I'm really right now focused on tonight. I want to see the Knicks. Now, last night, they only got 22 assists last night. I think it was 22 assists they got last night. That ain't no good. But then again, you know, nobody was getting because Phoenix only got 23 assists last night. The Knicks had 22. The Phoenix had 23. So nobody was really – it was a defensive game last night. Most people missed that. They played good defense. Both teams did. And so I want to see them get 27, 28 assists tonight. I want to see them win the points in the paint tonight. You're all right. They got to keep Denny Abdiva off the foul line as much as they can. OG, grown-ass man, he needs to be on Denny, guarding him tight. Okay? Then I want to see Cat have the ball. I'd like to see him get at least 15 shots. 18 would be better. And have Brunson let the game come to him, pick his spots, take over in the fourth quarter. Deuce or Josh, whoever starts, both of them should play 30 minutes plus. Both of them. 30 minutes plus. Extended minutes for both of those guys. Okay? And then, of course, Mitchell Robinson needs to be Mitchell Robinson on the offensive glass. Do your thing, brother. Do your thing, country boy from the bayou. Let's see what you got. Okay? Oh, you never heard of grape juice for cold, McCormick? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember what Paul wrote Timothy? He said, use a little wine for your stomach's sake and your off the infirmities. That's a real deal thing. Oh, yeah. Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Bordeaux, hey, Chianti, all of them are good for a cold. Yeah, Josh, I think, is playing tonight. He's questionable. So I think he plays tonight. I think Josh Hart is playing tonight. Let me just, if Ian gave us anything. He just got the questionable thing. And Stephen Butthead, what is he saying? He's questionable. They're expecting him to play. Everybody's expecting Josh to play. Okay. Yeah, Josh does need fresh legs energy. I agree with you, John Pettit. And you know he's going to bring it too. You know he's bringing it. You know he is. So let's get this dub. Let's do this thing, y'all. Get back to 500 on the road on this trip. Let's see what we can do. Y'all enjoy the game. Please be safe out there. Don't get in no trouble. Enjoy the game. Be safe out there. We will talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a good evening. Shalom.